So hello there. This is the first day I've been able to get back to the studio since Christmas. So it's well before Christmas really. So I've started a new resolution this year. I'm going to make at least one day a week to get in the studio. That's going to be Tuesdays. I've not got any work on today, so I've come down to the studio and it's not really been set up. I've had bits backwards and forwards going home and stuff, and so I've decided to come down today and get a little setup going, and then hopefully write something later and get a little bit of a jam going. So I've started already. So this was already here, but as you can see, there's bits and pieces all over the place. It's just not really set up. I've just got cables everywhere, and there's bits of the drum brutes in there ready to be set up. I've got the social entropy engine there. I've got my controller for the Ableton there, and I've got the Electribe in here and various other bits. Go into the live room. Just fetch my workstation in, and the BeatStep Pro. That is again going to be figured into my setup somehow. So that's it really. I'm just going to get on with it, and I'll see you in a couple of hours, and I'll let you know how I've got on. Okay. And this is where I've got to then. I've managed to set it up into some kind of setup. Got it all linked to the computer. So, but actually, the engine is the master clock, and the engine is going. I'm taking the MIDI out, which is set to clock, output 2, and that's going to my. See, that's a bit bright, isn't it? The Soundtronics MIDI through box. 8-channel through box, really quality thing. It's mains powered, so that's the actual clock source for everything. Then I've got this MIDI out to the Virus. This is my crazy rack I've just constructed. We start at the bottom. We've got the Future Retro 777 there. And then got the Arturia Mini Brute above that, and then I've got the Freebase 383, which I had modded, so I've got all these extra switches and stuff on it, so the floor's creaking, and the Access Virus, and that's the sort of like little ensemble there. So the MIDI out is going to the Virus, and then I've got the MIDI through going to the 383. So this is on channel 8. I've got channel 8 turned off on this, and then the CV out, I've got channel 1 controlling gate and pitch, and then I've got channel 2, which is going to be a controller channel. That's going to velocity, and I'll possibly add one to the amp as well. So that, and then also I've got a MIDI out from the box to the Brute to sync everything up for the LFOs on this. So this is all synced up as well using MIDI clock from there. Then I've got the Arturia. This one is also running from the sync box, and then that one is going all the way around to the MS2000, and then the MS2000 I've got a MIDI out to the MIDI through to the MIDI in of the MS2000R. So basically they're running as two separate machines, but this will play both. And then the Arturia will play both as well, so I can actually go on here and can play that. And then I've got another output from the box, and that one's going into the Drum Brute. where I've got the main out. I've got one main out, and because of limitations of mixers, I need another summing mixer. I need another 16-channel mixer at some point. So I've just got the mix output going to channel 1 on the mixer, and then I've got the bass drum and the snare coming out to channels 2 and 3, which in fact are being compressed by the DBX here. So I've got a bit more control on the bass drum and the snare, can get a bit more oomph out of it. Where am I now? So and then also I've managed to wire in the Lexicon effects here, and I've wired in the old Zoom effects as well. And then this MIDI Express is the one I'm using for my MIDI in to the computer at the moment. So in turn, the sync coming in, I've got the Korg Tactile here for playing any software synthesizers or anything, and I've managed to sync everything up so I can play any kind of synths I want. If I just load up the pattern, excuse me, I've done a studio setup. So now everything's going into the Onyx. So basically, everything's on their own channels, and I can record everything in simultaneously. It's just like a big sound card, really. But you've got obviously EQ controls. You can actually mix it if you want, and then do very little inside the box. You know, you can do it either way. So I've just basically set up a load of channels on there. Unless you see that, it's a bit bright, but I've got the drum brute grouped up, and I've got the electric and the brute and everything else all lined through, and then I've got the blue on the end, blue 2 on the end, which I can play via the tactile. I've not got round to getting the Chaos in yet. I've run out of channels, but I'm going to work that out. That might be another send effect. But I do like to use that for looping and stuff, so I don't know where that's going to go just yet. And then I've got another screen here, so I can literally drag in my plugins, and I can get a closer look at what I'm doing, editing wise. So I can get all my plugins on that little screen there, a bit closer. I've got to just build a little shelf for here to house my keyboard and my mouse. But I think this is the setup I'm going to run with. And then I've got the Moog on the end, which I've not used yet. I'll just use that as and when I need it, really, because I have actually run out of channels, so I've just got the main equipment in at the moment. But that's the setup I'm going to run with, and well, that's where I am at the moment. So there's going to be plenty more videos coming, but I just thought I'd let you know where I am. And thanks to everybody who subscribed recently. I really appreciate your support, and look forward to some new videos in the near future from Zafiro Sounds. Thanks for watching. Okay, quick update. I've got my shelf in. That can go there. Little drawer shelf I put in there for getting it out of the way when I'm performing. And also the I forgot to mention, obviously I've got the Electribe 2, that's running from the sync as well, and I've actually got a MIDI out from the Tactile, and that's going right round to the Virus C, and literally I can using the Tactile program function. I can literally choose a channel on here, so that'll play on channel 1, 2, 3. You can see that Virus up to 8, and then if you select the corresponding channel on the engine, then you can play the corresponding channel on the virus via the tactile. That's about it. So I'll see you soon. I've got a little performance coming up. Not quite finished, but almost there. See you later. Bye.